because we don't have really an opportunity a lot to sit down and have a full-on coaches meeting, which we plan to do here pretty soon, to catch everybody up and get some feedback, make sure how people are doing. There is one thing we wanted to get out here quickly to everyone to give you an opportunity to get in and use this if you want to. It's a piece of software called Rotate 123. And it helps you view and optimize your rotations and your substitutions so that you have the largest number of good hitters and defensive players in the rotation all at the same time. And allows you to see each one, all 6 rotations in receive, serve, attack, everything else. And it helps you move it around and really kind of strategize what the strongest rotation you're going to have that you can have is going to be, and then you can print these sheets out and take them to tournaments so that you have a couple of rotations on hand that you can just go to. Makes it pretty easy when you go to the score desk to fill out your lineup. You just bring this sheet, glance down at it, and you've got your stuff. So I'm going to run through it really quick, and then if you feel that if it's advantageous to you to have a copy of this or have access to this, it can be accessed through just a browser on any computer. Let us know, and we'll get you a login and a sign up. If you don't think it's advantageous to you, that's cool. We just thought we'd put it in front of you so that you can have an opportunity to use it. Let me show you how it works. This is kind of the end result, but let me walk you through it really quick so you can see what this thing does. So to start, the site is called Rotate 123. We can get you a login and a password, and when you do your login and password, it will actually bring you to this particular page. For everyone else, it'll be blank. In this case, this is for 16 blue. We have a couple of rotations we've been playing around with, but I'm going to start a new one because that's kind of what you'll have to go through here. But as you can see, I've been working a 5-1, a 6-2, a 5-1 where the setter leads the middle blocker. A lot of options, and you can change the options. So I'm going to go over here and click New Game Plan. I'm going to type in New 5-1 rotation for, let's say my one. There's a tournament this weekend. We've got, I think it's on the 20th. Let's just do that. Down here you'll see I have options, typical rotation options, and this is great because it kind of builds it for you based on some very typical rotations, and then you can change it to kind of see what happens to the certain parts of the lineup. For instance, is a 6-2 where a setter follows the middle blocker, also the middle back, but middle blocker, or where a 6-2 leads the middle blocker. The more traditional way is to follow the middle blocker, but sometimes you can make a switch and all of a sudden your setter's not releasing out of the way back because they're behind somebody in serve receive, or it just kind of helps the strength of your hitting rotation. You never know, and it's good to be able to play with those. 5-1 setter, follow middle blocker, 5-1 setter lead, international 4-2, same, and then a standard 4-2. So for this particular example, I'm going to pick a 5-1 setter following middle blocker. And then I don't need to start a new roster. My roster is already in there, but you guys will have to do that. I'm just going to pick one of my previous options. I was looking at option of a 6-2 libero swapping from my outsides, but that's just going to pull my roster, and it's not going to pull all the other data in. So I'm going to hit OK. So what's going to come up first is a spot for you to put in your roster information. This just takes a couple of minutes. You can put in your number, your player name, and then your initials. And for me, that's really important, the initials, because you can't see the full name on the computer when you're looking at the rotation itself. So if you know your player's initials and they're in there, it's a lot easier to figure out who they are, and then just have the number as a secondary. So once you get that filled out, you're going to roll into Positions, which is the next tab. It's going to give you your roster on the left-hand side and your rotation here on the right-hand side. So since I'm running a 5-1, Lizzie is my libero in this particular case. Molly is going to set. We're going to put Cece as middle blocker 1, Allie as my middle blocker 2. We're going to put Sierra here as the outside hitter 1. We're going to put Tori as the outside hitter 2. And in this example, we'll put Heidi in the opposite side. So I'm also going to set up my substitutions, so including the libero substitutions. So you can click your libero. Automatically Lizzie's going to go in for Cece on receive. So we're going to let Cece serve and then come out and on the entry, and then she's going to exit on the left front. That's pretty typical. I'm going to do it again for Allie. So she's going in for both of my middle blockers. Let's say Allie is struggling a little bit with her serve. So I'm going to have Lizzie serve for her. So she's going to go in on serve and then out on serve. And in this case, let's say Heidi Newland is struggling as a passer, so I don't want her in the back row. I just want her hitting. So I can do a defensive specialist sub. Let's bring in Abby, let's say, and she's going to sub for Heidi. She's going to go in at the right back on the serve and out in the left front on the serve. So I've got all my substitutions set up. I'm pretty good. I can add more. I can get more of these players in, but I'm trying to simplify this for you right now so you can kind of see what happens. From there, I'm going to click my Formations tab, and it's going to start going through a number of different formations. Here is the rotation wheel. That's pretty easy. What I don't like to see, I like to see, you know, this shows their number and their position. I prefer to look at their initials first because I know who they are, and their number below that because I know what position I have them playing in. So it makes more sense for me to see who's where, so that I can see who's hitting, who's passing, how everything's going. So from the rotation wheel, I'm going to first look at serve. Obviously, it just pops people into their positions on the court. You can see my front row players have a dark line around them. My back row players don't. So that kind of helps me distinguish who's who. But now I'm going to set up a template here. I'm going to apply a template, and I'm going to put my hitter as left back because that's where I want my hitter coming from. That means my libero is going to be in the middle since my libero is swapping for outsides. For middle blockers. So if you want to switch that and you want your libero running the left back, or you're not running a libero, you have some options here. It just puts your hitter in the left back position. So this will show you your rotations on serve and who's serving. So in this serve 1 rotation, Molly's serving. Serve 2 rotation, Sierra's serving, but coming over here to left back. Lizzie's staying in middle. Here's another switch. These arrows are showing you your switches up front. This is all pretty easy. This is your rotations for servers. Next, you can come down and you can look at receive. That's a really important one, especially for us. Again, it just puts everybody in position. So here's where you would apply a template. For our team, we're running a 3-person serve receive. If you're 16 blue, 16 green, 14 blue, maybe 14 green 1. A 3-person serve receive is good because it limits the amount of people you have trying to pass the ball at any given time. But if you have trouble on serve receive, sometimes more bodies might be better. So a 4-person serve receive might be more effective for you because you just have more bodies on the court. Although in some cases you also run into communication errors. So that's really a personal preference. But I like to lean a little bit more towards the 3-person serve receive. So now here's the important part. I can see who's involved in my serve receive rotation. So I've got Tori, Lizzie, and Sierra, all great passers, people I want passing. Molly's releasing from the back. She's my setter, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. This one, Tori, Lizzie, Sierra, also great. Tori, Sierra, Lizzie, great in 3. Tori, Sierra, Lizzie, and Abby is coming in from the back, so she's kind of hidden. She's a great passer, so I don't really want to do that, and I'll show you how to change that again. Again, she's hidden here, and again, she's hidden in 6. This arrow is showing, my setter's in the front row, so she's hitting the back row on the outside, which we don't really run, so it's not really as important. But what we can do here is, for instance, you can move these players around. I like my players, at least for now, to on serve receive, to hit, to stay for 1. So Heidi there would stay in the middle for 1. Allie would stay outside for 2. I can move Molly up a little bit. I can even move Allie up to take her out of serve receive. So she's just covering anything short. In this case, Heidi's not one of my better passers. I would slide Heidi up there. So there's quite a few options there. In this case, I can slide Sierra up. Oh, Allie can't go there, so I would have Sierra hitting middle on 1, and Allie hitting outside on 1. Okay, and then I would bring Abby there because she's a good passer. And I've got my three passers there. I'm pretty happy with that. I'd do the same over here. I'd move Sierra up. I'd move Lizzie out. Move Abby here. So you can move these players around into positions, and it won't let you cross 2 players, as you can see, that can't cross in any given way. So that's pretty helpful if you're trying to move people around or stack them. I won't change this one right now because I want to get through this. I can also look at my serve attack, which is an important one for me. Again, I'm going to play hitter left back, so it's going to show me who's hitting where. Sierra, Abby, Heidi, that's good. Heidi's hitting weak side, weak side, weak side, but here's a problem I see. Tori's a left-hander, and she's hitting outside in 3 rotations, and when the setter's up front, she's my outside hitter, which I don't really want because she's a left-hander, and she's not going to be very effective over there. But I see Heidi is hitting 3 times here on the left side, and then subbing in for Abby. So I'm going to go back to my position, and I'm going to make a change to this rotation. I'm going to take Heidi out of this position. I'm going to put Tori in as opposite, and then I'm going to put Abby to outside hitter 2, and I'm going to come back and see what happens to that. It makes the change automatically for me. So now I have Sierra hitting outside, Abby, good. I have Tori hitting right side, right side, right side as a lefty. I have a pretty strong lineup there. I have Sierra, Abby, Sierra. I've got some good hitters coming. Looks like I have a problem over here. Oh, I didn't get rid of this substitution. So I come back around. There we go. Now I've got everything the way I want it. I can come back and I can check my receive just to make sure my receive is still good. Those guys are fine. Those guys are good. All good passers. All good passers. All good passers. And in this case, since I didn't move this one, I could slide these guys up and stack them. I'm not going to move the lines right now because I want to get through this quickly. Again, all good passers. So I'm pretty happy with my serve-receive rotation. Now I can roll right into summary, and I can print this page out. Here's rotations 1, 2, and 3. I can click over, and I can see 4, 5, and 6. I can print these landscape on a piece of paper and take it to the tournament, and now I have my positions all set, and I can do this for 2 or 3 rotations, and I know where people are supposed to go. I can alleviate problems when I go to the score desk. I know exactly where I want to put people. In this particular case, I would hit my options, and on that last one, I actually want to see serve attack because I've set that up in the previous page. So there we go. Now I can see all my positions all the way through, and if I get into a situation where I need to make a change, or I'm in the 3rd game of a full match, and I need to find a rotation to start with because I have serve, this is a great place to do it. And I can say, okay, I'd like to start in rotation, 4, because we're strong there. We're strong both hitting and serving. Or rotation 2 just gives you a good idea of what's going on. So that's a quick rundown of this program. If you guys would like access to it, please let us know. We'll get you a login and get you all set up. If you don't want to use it, no big deal, but we found it has been really helpful so far. So let us know. Send us an email if you're interested. Thanks.